Over 80% of Americans are exhausted by politics. Political violence, social division, and constant tension are wearing people down.
And now, 1 in 6 Americans say they're planning to pack up and move abroad within the next 5 years.
This isn't a fringe idea anymore. It's a quiet revolution, and we're part of it.
Today, let's go over the reasons this is happening and why now.
And of course, we'll tell you how we did it, without being rich, without a pension, just by making a bold decision to retire and roam.
I'm Wolf.
We're Alan and Leslie from It'll Be Fun.
A few years ago, we sold nearly everything, packed a few suitcases, and moved to Portugal together.
We didn't have $1 million nest egg. We had Social Security, an IRA, and the same fears and doubts you probably have right now.
But we also had one big question. What if there's a better life out there? Since then, we've helped thousands of people explore life abroad through our YouTube channel,
our monthly meetups, and our Ultimate Moving Abroad program. We're not travel bloggers. We're your neighbors who just happen to go looking for a better life.
If you're already feeling that itch, hit the subscribe button, give this video a like, and drop a comment below. What's the #1 reason you're thinking of leaving the US?
%17% of Americans, that's 1 in 6, plan to move abroad within the next 5 years. That's not a trend, that's a movement. That means millions of people are looking at the world and thinking, maybe it's time to go. And they're not all wealthy. Most are working class, middle class, retirees, family with kids, people like you and us. They're looking around at the price of groceries, the division, the fear, and saying, enough. Real estate trends in places like Portugal and Spain show a 40 to 60% increase in purchases from Americans in the past 2 years. Spanish visa applications from America hit a record high in 2024. These aren't vacation homes. These are full relocations. We just spoke to a couple from Minnesota who relocated to Portugal last year. They were spending $4,800 a month back home. Now, they live comfortably under $3,000, and they're living better. When we first moved, we thought we were outliers. Turns out, we were just early. Every day now, more people are reaching out to us saying, we want out, but we don't know how.
87% of Americans say political division is a national threat. 86% say it leaves them mentally exhausted. Let that sink in. Almost everyone feels drained by politics. The data comes from Pew, Listen First, and Gallup. Polarization is now a top national concern. Not climate, not terrorism, political division. We lived through that too. Before we left, we stopped watching the news because it made us sick. But we still couldn't escape the division. It followed us into our conversations, online, at doctors' offices, even at the gas station. You know what it's like. When you start avoiding family gatherings, skipping Thanksgiving, or arguing over basic facts, it's not just the right or the left, it's the entire system that feels broken. We met a woman from North Carolina who said she moved to Italy after losing her sister over political fights during the pandemic. They haven't spoken since. And that kind of loss, it just eats at people. Living abroad gave us space to breathe. That exhaustion finally started to fade. It doesn't mean we stopped caring. It means we could finally live without feeling like we were in a war zone every day.
Political violence and election threats are at levels that haven't been seen since the 1970s. You don't need a history degree to feel it. This is new. We're seeing headlines weekly about threats to election officials, attacks on judges, candidates getting swatted, and people afraid to put signs in their yards. And of course, mass shootings are more common in the US than in any other developed country. Over 600 in 2024 alone. But we didn't move because of one specific event. But we absolutely moved because of environment. Fear shouldn't be your default state. And we didn't want to spend our later years in that emotional posture, always braced for the next explosion. Now, we walk down the street without anxiety. Our son goes out with us without constantly texting to check in. That's not just better, it's freedom.
40% of Americans have considered moving abroad. 13 to 14% are seriously thinking about it. That's tens of millions of people, not a few influencers, not just college grads. We're talking a cross-section of America, from teachers to nurses, retired mechanics, and single moms. The Harris poll found that Canada, Italy, Portugal, and the UK were among top choices. Why? Because they offer three things people are craving: affordable healthcare, political stability, and a slower pace of life. We started as just one family on this journey, and now we're part of a movement. Every month, we meet more of you on calls and messages just in our community who say, "I'm finally ready." There was a retired police officer from Oregon who said he was feeling tired of feeling like his neighbors were turning against each other. He just wanted peace and connection. He found it in Spain.
You can live well abroad on $2,200 a month or less with rent, food, healthcare, and social life. Portugal is where we landed, but it's not the only place. We know families thriving in Mexico, couples retiring in Greece, digital nomads building communities in Croatia. What they have common isn't money, it's mindset. They stopped accepting burnout and fear as being normal. Our rent is half of what we paid in the US. Our groceries are fresh and local. We walk more, sleep better, and eat well. Private doctor, 60 euros. Dentist, 30. Glass of wine by the sea, $2. And no, we don't live in a luxury compound. We live in a real town with real people and a real life that doesn't break the bank or our spirit. A family we recently met moved from Phoenix to Valencia. They said their 9-year-old hasn't had a single lockdown drill since arriving. That hit us hard. That's the difference.
One of the things we never expected was how much emotional weight we were carrying, until we dropped it. When we lived in the US, every doctor's visit came with stress. Would insurance cover it? Would we get a surprise bill? Would we have to fight with a provider? We didn't even realize how much energy that took until we didn't have to think about it anymore. Earlier this year, my dad had a health scare. We went to a private hospital here in Madeira, and after a few tests, they transferred him to the public hospital for more specialized care. They kept him overnight for observation. Total cost, 54 euros. And the prescription afterwards, 14 euros and 50 cents. 50 euro cent. That's it. No insurance runaround, no $1,500 ER fee, no fighting a billing department. That experience reminded us, in some places, healthcare is still considered a public service, not a profit center. That changes everything. It gives you peace of mind, and that peace becomes part of your daily life. That's what healing looks like, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, financially. That's the life we wanted. And for the first time in a long time, we found it.
So, what does this mean for you? It means you're not crazy, you're not unpatriotic, you're not alone. There's a huge number of Americans quietly asking the same question that you are. And the world isn't closed to you. In fact, a lot of the countries want you there if you come with respect, curiosity, and a plan. And you don't have to go full expat on in one day. You can start with 90 days, with research, and with a trial run. Just start.
And here's how we can help if you want us. Join our monthly online meetup. It's full of people just like you asking the same questions.
You meet people exploring their first scouting trip.
Others maybe already relocated, and many in between. And check out our Ultimate Moving Abroad program.
A step-by-step path to starting your own journey. We break down the cost of living, visa pass, housing, taxes, healthcare, how to rent, how to buy, how to get settled with confidence.
Or you could book a one-on-one session with us. We'll help you with your goals, look at your finances, and help you figure out what's truly possible. No pressure, just honest feedback based on what we've learned.
You can find everything you need at www.it'llbefunretirement.com.
Thanks for being here.
If this video sparks something in you, don't let it fade.
We'll see you in the next one. Maybe Sunday.
Somewhere abroad.